Well, I know Syria. My father is Syrian. He's living in Damascus at the moment. I've lived in Syria for 3.5 years. It's a beautiful country. I think not just people with family connections, anyone who's visited it before this tragedy would say that it was a hospitable place full of great food, great history. It's a tragedy to see what's happening to it.
Indeed. What conditions did you encounter on this trip, and how did you and your team try to make a difference?
Well, I was working most of the time on the Turkish side of the border in a school that's been set up for refugee children. These kids are now getting some education, but they all have terrible stories of the traumas from where they came from. And I was over on the Syrian side in Atme refugee camp, where conditions are really appalling. A child had died of cold, froze to death a couple of nights before we went into the camp. There are kids there in just open-toed sandals. There was snow on the ground a couple of days before we went in. And some people are losing hope. They feel that I saw them 6 months ago when they felt that there was a chance that they were going to go home before too long. And a lot of them are now desperate, wondering when they're ever going to be able to go back.
The most recent news story that we've heard in Britain relates to the surgeon Abbas Khan, who died in Syria helping the injured, and the Syrian authorities claimed he killed himself. The UK Foreign Office says he was in effect murdered. Safety must have been paramount on your mind when you were there making this trip.
Well, I'm no hero. Last time I was there 6 months ago, I travelled much deeper into Syria to a place called Kefarenbel. And I heard bombs in the distance. I saw the effects of bombing, but fortunately I didn't come close to any of it. This time I didn't go beyond the Atme refugee camp because I was advised that it wasn't safe, because these Al-Qaeda extremist franchises have now set up little mini-states near the Turkish border. This is one of the things that's happened as a result of President Assad's scorched earth policy, that nobody's been able to set up government in areas where he's vacated, and as a result extremists are coming in from all over the world.
This must really put life in perspective when you come back home, and these children, the refugees in Syria, are going to need help for a long time, aren't they?
It certainly does put everything into perspective. All my little problems in my life in Castle Douglas don't seem so great when I remember the people that I've met who've lost absolutely everything. The country now is so traumatized that even if the Syrian people manage to get rid of Assad tomorrow, it's going to take years to recover from this terrible tragedy.
Robin, thank you for telling us about it, and good luck on your next trip.
Thank you very much.